What's going on, everybody? This is Jay Leno, and I'm here to give you guys my review of the TMNT IDW issue 149. Okay, so immediately this issue starts off with Koya giving Bob that drop kick just to save Leo in just enough time from his attack, and then out of nowhere, this spirit-like entity version, or it could be the plunging, grabs a hold of the crew along with Koya just to send them away to pretty much gather some distance away from the future evil Bob. And this is when things get really sketchy and tricky. So Leonardo's trying to convince this evil Bob to basically do right, because this future Bob is dead set on working with Armegon to try and get his human self back. And so at this particular point, if you didn't read 148, Michelangelo and Koya and Plunging had came in to save the day from evil Bob finally revealing of his evil plan of basically stealing their memory in what is described as Q&A. He's feeding Armegon that Q&A, but he was doing it slowly but surely just to be unnoticed. That's why in those previous issues, the guys the crew kept losing their memories. And so Leo finally confronts Bob about this and is like, hey, look, there might be another way to work this out. And, just work with us. Explain to us what's the deal that you've got with Armegon so I can help you. So then at that point, Bob decides to put on display of the powers that he has. And it's described as quantum nucleic acid, the temporal component of DNA. It encodes everything you are, were, and will be. And immediately Bob reaches out to a young Lita, and this red aura of whatever spell that he's using, he literally took the mutation out of Lita, and Lita was turned into a human being. This turns into a human being, turns Lita into a human being, and then he darts off towards this portal to try and escape, as if he had enough just to please Armegon, because he's feeding Armegon, because Armegon wants to be released from his freedom. And the deal that he made with Bob, with this particular future Bob, was so he can be a human being. So he escapes through. This immediately like angers Leo to the point of tears, because let's just look at it. This is one of Leo's proteges that he has trained. So he felt like he failed one of his own students, and not to mention, with him having that disconnection and seeing one of his students lash out like this and betray the entire crew, Lita is no longer a mutant. She is a human at this point. So he's really stuck in a hard place right now. But luckily, April has the codes to keep these portals open for it looks like in a unlimited amount of time. So right now, that was immediate relief for the entire crew, considering what has just transpired as Bob had went through that portal. They just have to find a way to get to their destination. That's me speaking on Leonardo, Mikey, and the crew that were left where they were, and then Bob had just recently escaped. So now we're going to be moving towards where Donnie, Venus, present Bob, who's in the Mutant City time frame from 148, with Jennika. So right now, Donnie, Venus, this future Jennika, and Bob are trying to find a time portal. So of course they're trying to catch Armegon. They're trying to they're really looking for the future Donnie. Donnie hasn't found his future self yet. On this road to 150, that's what Donnie's in search of. And so finally, when they mention it to this future Jennika, Jennika just out of nowhere says to them, hey, I know where there's a portal. And now the whole crew is freaking pissed off at him. At Jennika. Jennika's like, well, I just really missed you guys, and I just wanted to spend some more time with you guys, so that's why I stalled you guys out. They're like, thank you, but no thank you. That's selfish as hell. You're sitting here wasting our time, and the existence of us, period, is on the line right now. There's no time to be playing around. So the portal gets opened up, and when they travel through, they immediately run into future Michelangelo, who seems to have had a kitten as a companion. But this future Michelangelo is the same this Michelangelo has experienced what the Michelangelo has experienced and back in present time with Leonardo and them. So when Donatello and Venus and Bob go through that portal and they run into him, he explains, he catches them up as to what's going on with Leo and them, because during this entire time they've been traveling through time. So then Donnie asks this future Mike, has he seen Donatello? He says, no, I haven't seen any of the turtles. And then immediately Venus senses another turtle. So at this point, they reference the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Armageddon game Alliance issue number 4, and also we're going to go, and it's also going to mention the origin of Venus in this IDW series with issues 127 through 129, because Venus was a bit of a Frankenstein, an experiment, and part of Donatello's shell DNA was used for her to be created. Don't forget that also her body parts were replaced by amphibians as well. So she can sense the presence of Donatello because she's made of this DNA. So immediately in Michelangelo's in this present time of this future Michelangelo, she can sense him. So they finally know that Donatello is here. Now here's when things gets weird. This Michelangelo ended up getting famous on television and from his social media presence. If you really could recognize this with the beginning of the Road to 150, and this whole time they're trying to, find this other Donatello. This Michelangelo freaking wants them to do an interview with him, and like Venus just spazzes out and high key like cusses him out, and Dana slaps him like, look, the whole world is in our hands right now. You worried about that? Get your mind in order. And then right when that happens, a portal opens up and future Bob pops in and arrives. So when they see this happen, immediately they confront this Bob. Again, they don't know that this Bob is evil. So the only person that's much more skeptical about things is the future Bob that just came from the portal, because he sees the other Bob and he is pissed. So Venus opens up a portal. Armegon arrives right there to bite a chunk out of Michelangelo's apartment where they stay at. Future Bob freaking grabs a hold of old Bob, throws him inside of Armegon's mouth where he gets devoured. Meanwhile, Donatello and Venus and everybody go through the portal and future Bob gets devoured. What is going to happen next? I don't know. We don't even know where this portal is going to take them. We don't know. We don't know where Leonardo and April and the crew with Koya's got their portal open. They haven't ran into the future Donatello yet. And Armegon is still on the loose. Let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe to the channel. This is probably the most interesting story that I've gotten out of an IDW comic or a series. Let me know what you guys think. I'm Jay Leno, and I'm out.
So special.